welcome to the June Engage event. Kevin, welcome.
Thank you,
How's it
Matt.
going?
It's going well. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. Glad to hear that.
Very cool. So, per usual, you always make the beginning so awkward. So per usual, we have some new people always joining us at these events. So I always like to go over kind of what to expect from the day and some of the logistical things. So today you'll be hearing from 6 different vendors. Each vendor will have a 7-minute presentation that they'll be going over, and in between those presentations, we actually put up six questions for you, poll questions for you to be able to give your feedback to those vendors, provide them some insights into if their message is resonating with you, things like that. So it's your opportunity to give feedback to the greater community. And if you choose you want to engage with them in terms of a product demo, that 6th question will ask you those kind of types of questions. So it's your opportunity if you do want to set up a call after the event. There is breakout sessions at the end of the event as well. So after everybody's done their presentations, we will have breakout sessions. You'll be able to go into multiple breakout sessions, have direct conversations with everybody that's presented, and you can, like I said, you can go into multiple breakouts, and there are incentives that different vendors will have. We'll mention those kind of throughout the experience. And the other area that I wanted to mention is chat functionality. So again, you can communicate if you're an MSP, you can communicate with each other. It's not available to the vendors, so just be aware. And then the poll questions also, that is for MSPs only. So if you're a vendor watching, there's nothing wrong with your screen. It is meant for the MSPs only. I think I covered most of the stuff. Kevin, am I missing anything right there?
You're getting pretty good after 18 of these.
Maybe. I always feel like I'm missing something. I know we have been putting up this poll question over the last couple of Engage events because we've gotten incredible feedback from both sides of the community. We do these things called channel meetings. Think of it as a focus group, a research group. Generally 10 MSPs in a room with a vendor, and it's a virtual conversation. It's the vendor really trying to get feedback from the MSP community, tell them what things are doing right, maybe what things they can improve on, maybe that what's going to resonate with other MSPs. So it's an opportunity for everybody to kind of grow, and we do reward the MSPs $100 Amazon gift card for participating in those. So that poll that is going to be up, it's a simple yes or no. If you've already answered yes to it before, you don't need to answer that again. But if you are interested in taking place in the channel meetings, you can respond to that. Kevin, do we know if that poll went up?
That I do not know. Poll is up. Actually, I do know that. Erica said poll is up.
Excellent. All right. So Kevin, anything before we start getting this going?
No, I think we're inclined to just jump right in and get moving forward.
See, and I knew I forgot something. So before you jump in, I also wanted to let everybody know that there is going to be an MSP-led panel in between. So there's 6 presentations in between the 3rd and 4th one. There'll be a 15-minute presentation or a panel from MSPs around community engagement. Communities are a big part of this of the MSP space. So they're going to talk about a lot of the different topics that I think MSPs are wanting to know about these different communities and how to engage in them better. So that was my last thing, Kevin. Now we can go.
I knew you missed something. All right, let's jump right in. All right, so our first presenter is Mr. Jimmy Hatzel, VP of Revenue for CyberQP. He's a tech expert turned go-to-market professional with hands-on experience in IT and cybersecurity. He uses his technical abilities and marketing knowledge to help MSPs build and deliver successful security programs to their clients. Welcome, Jimmy.
Thank you, Kevin. Glad to be here. Start my timer right here. Today, I'm representing CyberQP, formerly QuickPass Cybersecurity. If anything seems familiar, we recently changed our name. So we are now CyberQP. The product's still the same, although we have some new features, which we'll be covering today. So we're primarily in the area of privileged access management. for MSP specifically, we currently have two products, QDesk and QGuard, which I'll cover. But the core problems that we solve is the shared credential problems for MSPs. And what I mean by that is MSPs need to access many different customer environments and have admins for them. And there isn't a really great way to do it yourselves. A lot of MSPs will share credentials across environments. In addition to that, costly service tier 1 tickets like password resets, verification of user's identity, all of that. So I'm going to cover that here. We have two products, QGuard, which is our privileged access management tool, and QDesk, which is the help desk security automation tool. I'm going to start with QGuard, and I'm going to move a little quickly. If you'd like to dial into it at the end, I'll put up a QR code where you can book a demo, or you can click, raise your hand in the survey to book a demo with us. So our QGuard covers many different areas, such as privileged account password rotation. So we can automatically rotate the passwords for every single administrative account across all of your Windows environments. This includes local admin accounts or your normal break glass accounts that you might have, or any accounts on a server, like a domain admin, service account, and even Azure AD accounts through our integration with Office 365 and Azure Active Directory. We can also do just-in-time account creation, which I will show today. It is creating named admin accounts on the fly for a specific purpose and for a specific amount of time. This gives you the ability to have zero standing privilege or not lots of shared admin accounts active at the same time. You can also work across environments, local, server, Office 365, and we help with privileged identity management, discovery of accounts, and monitoring changes of these accounts. And we also have a secure password vault. So the first thing I want to show is our password rotation. This would import all of your admin passwords across all your systems, including anything that's shared, across customers, organized by tenant, all of that. And normally you'd run this on a schedule where the passwords are rotating every day in the background. Long 99 character randomly generated passwords or passwords, passphrases. This would be an on-demand password rotation that I'm showing right now, where tech leaves or something, rotate all the passwords, and it will automatically update the password in a documentation tool like IT Glue or Hoodoo or inside of our password vault. The next thing I want to show is just-in-time accounts. Again, this is creating accounts on the fly. So what I'm doing here is creating a just-in-time account to log in an Active Directory server instead of accessing a shared account. I'm going to select the duration of the account and the reason for creating it, and select Active Directory, and then the amount of privileges, right? I don't always need domain admin. I could just need backup admin to do something, create the account, and I will then be able to inject the credentials or copy and paste the credentials into my remote control tool. This one is using Screen Connect, and we have the ability to eject the credentials right in. Our other product is QDesk. QDesk, you can do self-service password reset for your end users using a mobile app that they can use with Face ID or fingerprint scan. They can also do it on a web app if they don't want to install the app. And then your technicians can also do tier 1 actions like sending them a password reset link from inside the PSA, unlocking their account, disabling their account. We can also do identity verification, meaning if they call into your help desk, we can send them a push notification or a code that they have to read back to you. And then that gets logged on the ticket inside your PSA. And in addition, we can do Active Directory password syncing. So the passwords in Office 365 and Active Directory, we can sync them up automatically so they are the same. It does not work the same as something like where it's passing the password in one system. There's a syncing period. It will update both systems automatically. So to show you QDesk, this is what it looks like inside the PSA. Your technician, this is inside ConnectWise, can do an identity verification right there. Just press the button. And then the end user on their phone will get a push notification like this, where they'll see verify your identity. They click accept or approve. And then on the PSA, it will say user identity verified, and that will get logged on the ticket. This is really important for change control in a post-mortem situation or in the event that something actually happens. If they do not have the app installed, it will give you the option to do email or SMS. And we can also do tier 1 actions like sending a password link for reset. So you can send that via email, you can send that via text, and you can also do things like set a temporary password and change on first login. Your end users can unlock their account or reset their passwords if it's expired or they can't get in using Face ID or fingerprint scan right from their phone themselves. It'll pull the information right from AD for the password policy, and it actually updated right there. It updated Active Directory and Office 365 both at the same time. The end user can log in instantaneously. You can do all of these actions from a web app. You can do it on the mobile app. And then for the technician actions, you can do it inside Datto Autotask, or you can do it inside ConnectWise Manage or inside of our system. We have done a bunch of MSP integrations. We can work with all of the accounts in Windows, Active Directory, Office 365, or local accounts. We can work with documentation tools like IT Glue or Hoodoo, and we integrate with Autotask or ConnectWise Manage. Again, if you don't have this PSA, no problem. You can do all of those actions from inside of our dashboard, which has SSO, super easy to set up, and also ConnectWise Screen Control. We can help you generate more revenue with playbooks and partner marketing and all of that. We can help you save money by cutting down on password reset tickets. Imagine what it would do for your profitability if 90% of password tickets were cut down. And we can help you better secure yourself with zero standing privilege, zero trust help desk, and secure password storage, all of that, eliminating the stale credentials, and better secure your customers. I highly encourage you to book a demo with us. This will take you right to a booking page. You can get in with a rep right away. If you're not comfortable yet, reach out to us, join the breakout session. There are lots and lots and lots of videos on our website where you can learn about our use cases, really dive into the product and get to know us. Hope you enjoyed it. That was a quick 7-minute demo of CyberQP, again, formerly QuickPass Cybersecurity.
Awesome. Thanks, Jimmy. Have a good one.
My pleasure.
Yep. All right. So we'll have those polls come up, Kevin, and then again, you have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to fill out the various polls. But I'm excited, Kevin. We got a special guest that we're going to be bringing up for the first two breaks. And without further ado, we'll bring Cam onto the screen. Hey, Cam, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing excellent. So, Cam, president of IT by Design, but today you're here to talk about the event that IT by Design puts on. So why don't you give us the spiel? What are you guys doing?
Well, so Build It has a lot of great things happening this year that are really different in the channel, not just another technical event. This year we're actually doing, we love education, we love giving out workbooks full of templates and tools, but this year we actually have world-class trainings coming in, and we're actually doing an entire pre-day of Disney Institute. So we actually, worked with Disney to bring them in, and they're actually going to be teaching everybody about leadership development, customer experience, and employee experience. And who knows better than, the big magic ears, right? And so Disney will be coming in, and that's something that's very unique to usually our conferences. We don't think about entire day experiences, but we're really big on leadership and how are we helping our MSP owners understand how they're going to improve their own leadership skills, but then also how are they developing leadership within their teams and growing those teams. So we don't lose talent to the market because we're being good leaders. And so that's definitely one of the focus areas for us. We also have strategic coach coming in. So if you've ever read the book, Who Not How or 10X, they'll also be coming in to do trainings on the last day. So we're really packing up the content this year with some of the most famous training organizations, and Strategic Coach does, Gino Wickman's part of their group. From EOS, you've got Chris Voss, How to Negotiate. There's so many world-class leaders that are part of their organization. It's actually Sunny's private peer group as well. So Sunny's a member of that peer group. And so we're bringing all of that to Build It this year. So not just the trainings, but even the great content that we're bringing. It's next level, and it's all education focused. And so we've been working hard on it. A lot of work has been going into the content this year.
Sounds
That's
awesome.
awesome.
And pretty refreshing. Yeah, I guess of an approach for an event in the industry. That's fantastic.
Yeah, there's no sales pitches. Our event this year we have 66 templates, and it's going from intellectual property and how you identify it to how we're going to be creating business cases and use cases for AI integrations, to how you're going to build a culture by design, to our leadership and how we're going to do resiliency training for our engineers, because we don't think about that, right? The reason we have so much turnover is because we don't teach them to be resilient. And so that, we're really looking at the MSP holistically with our content. It is 3.5 full days of a lot of education and focus, but it's all focused on the leadership layer. It is 70 some odd percent is C-suite. In total, senior leadership is about 92% of our audience, and our average revenue is about $10 million. So they're and we take out the big guys because then they skew our numbers. Then everybody'd be like 25 million. But we want to make sure that the content resonates with owners and leaders who are really thinking about that next step. And then we have something pretty unique happening this year. But that's the next break, I think.
Yeah, we'll come back on the next break. And Cam, we appreciate you. And I know there's going to be some links going up that'll give you access if you're interested in participating in that. But Kevin, let's keep things rolling.
Keeping it rolling with Ryan Grindrod, the manager of solution specialist for Datto. He's an experienced sales professional, business leader, and channel partner with demonstrated history of success, helping partners and end users to leverage information technology and services in a way that helps them maximize productivity and minimize risk. Welcome, Ryan.
Hey, Kevin, thank you so much for having me. Can you see my screen okay?
Yes, we can.
Beautiful. So again, thanks for having me, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, afternoon, evening, depending on where you're located. I'm over here on the East Coast in Rhode Island. As mentioned, my name is Ryan. That introduction sounded really professional and really cool. But the reality is I come to Kaseya by way of Datto. I love what I do. It's been an awesome journey. Before I joined the Datto organization back in January 2018, I worked in managed services, and the reason I love what I do is I get to talk to MSPs every day, learn a little bit about their practice, and figure out how can we use some of the solutions we have to help them be more productive, more efficient, and make some more money in the process. Because we're talking about networking, it's important to talk about networking trends. The thing that I feel everybody on this call definitely understands is network connectivity today is more critical and more important to each business that you support than it ever has been in the past. We have cloud-hosted applications that people rely on. They aren't able to do business, send out invoices, ship widgets, or whatever it is they're looking to do without being able to communicate internally, and then also, of course, externally getting to those cloud-hosted resources and beyond. However, while network connectivity is more important and it is now the expected norm for small and medium businesses, managing those networks has become more complicated over the course of the last 2, 5, 10 years. We have more devices than ever before. Today, 43 billion devices connected worldwide. That's going to grow to 75 billion in just 2 years. Why is it going to grow so fast? Mostly smart devices and IoT devices. Everyone already has one of these in the laptop that I'm sitting in front of. But what we're finding is small and medium businesses are seeing the value of having automation internally, and they're expecting that those devices also be connected and supported at all times. Also, we're seeing a huge drive and increase in bandwidth consumption, growing 50% year over year. We're finding in some cases that ISPs are having a difficult time keeping up. So for us as the IT professionals, it's important to have a plan in place so that we can minimize the risk associated with outages or downtime. And then, of course, there's the edge. The edge is everywhere today. Perimeter-based security is still important, but it is no longer the be-all, end-all in terms of keeping malicious attackers out of your organizations and out of the systems that your people are using. And so we've got some unique solutions specifically around the edge that I'll talk about later that can help you adapt to this changing landscape. Really quickly on Datto Networking, Datto as an organization, if you're not familiar with us, founded in 2007, what we did uniquely is we took backup and disaster recovery. Our founder, Austin, developed a really awesome set of software, built it into a box called the Datto Cirrus, and started delivering it in a scalable way through MSPs to small and medium businesses so that they can get and take advantage of resilient failover solutions similar to what was only at the time scalable and available to the enterprise space. We launched networking in 2017. Our goal here is to have network resilience. So a very similar foundation. We want it to be reliable, performant, and we don't want to compromise by taking away features that are important to MSPs in order to fit your business model. Today, we're really established. So we've grown significantly since that launch in 2017. We have 250,000 active networks connected worldwide, millions of devices, and everything we've done from then to now and continue to do is all built in, purpose-built for managed services. What we found when we got into the networking space, and the reason that we're here is we know that there are dozens and dozens and dozens of vendors to choose from when you're trying to figure out as an MSP, who do I want to source access points and switches and firewalls from? But what we found is that while there are a lot of different vendors in the space, if you look at how they do business, not is their technology good or not, because almost all of them do build good things, but how do they do business? What is their target? What is their strategy? And how do they do things like add features, develop the solution, and price the product? All of them fall into one of two different camps. You've got what I call a commodity vendor on one side, and then the enterprise vendor on the other. There's pros and cons with both of these. Reach out and join in with me on my call or on my Zoom link after this call, and we can brainstorm about all those pros and cons. The bottom line, though, is our partners then and many MSPs today continue to struggle from an efficiency perspective and from a growth perspective because none of those other vendors specifically focus their development and their go-to-market strategy around managed services. So when we launched Datto Networking, we were sure to make the networking stack reliable, affordable, and also really easy to manage. Today, we have a full stack of solutions. All of these devices are designed to be managed in the cloud natively, so you don't need to buy a controller, host a controller, update a controller. We do all of that, and then we provide you securely with access to those controllers through the Datto Partner Portal, which is now integrated into IT Complete. So as you can see on your screen, we have wireless access points, 3 different models, all support Wi-Fi 6, really performant hardware here. You've got a Qualcomm chipset, a high-powered front-end module, a dedicated scanning radio, and self-healing mesh support on every access point in the lineup today. Also some really great software features. My favorite thing is how easy it is to deliver secure wireless for guest networks. 3 different models designed to fit all of the different types of environments where you might need to deploy Wi-Fi today. We have switches, 4 different models. We launched all 4 switches about 8 weeks ago. They are all widely available, PoE on every port, fully managed with a soon-to-come firmware update to layer 3. And we also have the DNA. It's an edge device, all-in-one firewall. It has threat defense tools on top. And what I like most about it is it has integrated LTE. So you now have access to a cloud-managed firewall with redundant internet built in at a fixed cost. Finally, I mentioned the edge being a challenge. What we've delivered just recently to the market is a SASE solution, giving you the ability to deliver secure access to remote or hybrid workers at scale in a really simple to manage and deploy platform. This is what it looks like. Another thing that we could talk about on that Zoom later. Many different options from a purchasing and reselling perspective. We even have a subscription-based option where if you like to sell networking as a service, hardware is free, you pay a subscription, you add your margin, and you're able to develop new streams of revenue around networking, unlike anything else in the industry in the past.
And Ryan, just giving you a warning, it's a wrap-up time.
Yep, I was just going to say thank you.
Oh, well, there you go. I appreciate it, Ryan. So that's your last slide, right?
It is.
Okay, perfect. All right, thanks, Ryan. Have a good one.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, Kevin, you're on mute. All right. So the polls should be going up. And kind of refreshing. I'm so used to a Datto backup conversations. I've never heard the networking conversation, so that's good.
A little different, yeah. And then I was saying I'll be in Providence, Rhode Island for a hockey tournament next Friday through
Nice.
Sunday. Yeah, my other job.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to bring Cam back up for one more session. So Cam, it sounded like you kind of left the teaser on the last one. What were you going to talk about there?
So one thing we're doing this year that is new is MSPs have for very long considered, well, do I buy, do I sell, what do I do? We're actually launching what's called Acquisition Alley. We think that MSPs need to be smart buyers or sellers. And so we are actually bringing MSPs that are your platforms and to the event. And they are going to be there so that you can see everybody that is out in the market, not just the guy that you met in the back room at Kaseya last year. But instead, what we want them to do is we want them to earn your business. When you're thinking about an acquisition, first of all, MSPs and your people will appreciate it if you have a vision. Many times I hear, well, I don't want my people to know that I'm thinking of selling, or maybe I want to become a platform. Well, people don't like working for people that don't have vision. And everybody knows that you've got to have a purpose or a mission of where you're going. And so just because you're doing the due diligence to understand, well, what do each of these companies offer? And how do I get the best price? And maybe it's not today, maybe it's tomorrow or 5 years, 10 years, but to be an informed buyer or seller is what we're saying. It's about educating yourself again. And so M&A is really hot in our industry, but nobody's ever really going through and talking about, well, wait, what's the difference between OnePath versus Logiclease versus a New Era? Why would I pick one over the other? Or, and that's really the important thing, is to understand, is there cultural alignments for you? Are you just looking for the highest multiple? Maybe you want to be a platform, and maybe you want to get together with some friends and build a stronger MSP. You need to have funding, and you need to understand where you're going to get that. So what we're doing is we're just bringing all of these people to you in Acquisition Alley, where you'll get that information. And so usually we have our vendors come in, but this time we're having MSPs and people that are going to help the M&A happen come in so that our MSPs can make informed decisions. And so IT by Design is all about making sure that we're helping you have a lifelong learning concept with an event that has fun at the same time, but we're bringing a lot of education and a lot of different tools and people to you. So
Absolutely.
It's action packed, and we're going to NASA. Who doesn't want to go to NASA?
You guys always make it a very unique experience. And again, we'll put up the link so everybody can come check us out. Cam, thank you so much for joining us.
Matt, I think I have 10 Disney Institute trainings left.
Okay.
And so if you put that up, anybody here, you'll get Disney Institute training for $399. So that'll include the entire event and Disney, which is our pre-day. And Disney alone is $1,800 value. So if anybody wants to bring people with them, put up your link and I'll make sure that they get into the Disney Institute.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Cam. We appreciate your time.
Thanks, guys. I look forward to seeing you there.
All right. Definitely. All right. So, all right, Kevin, we're going to keep things, what? All right. We're going to keep things moving along.
Keep things moving forward. Yes.
Yes.
So our third vendor to present at Channel Engage is Hussein Alkalaf, Director of Sales for Ring Logic. Did I do okay? All right.
Yep, you did perfect.
Awesome. Helps partners with their VoIP service and offerings, working together with new sales, marketing, and support strategies to increase our partners' revenue and improve customer support. So take it away, Hussein.
Thank you.
And Hussein, just so that okay, yeah, just making sure you were sharing the right screen there.
Yeah,
you're good. You're good to go now.
All right. So thank you, guys. So my name is Hussein. I'm the partnership director here with Ring Logics. I want to talk to you today about how MSPs can make some serious profit by offering their own VoIP services. So for an MSP to offer VoIP, you really have three options. The third option is on the enterprise level, where if you're managing over 5,000 endpoints, you can build your own switch, but we'll leave that alone. The other two options, the option number one, which if you're starting out, you can sign up as a referral agent for any of the companies, whether it's the cable companies, RingCentral, 8x8, where you don't have control over the installation or over the customer. You're basically just sending the lead over. They do the install, they do everything, and you're only making about 15 to 20% commission on average, which is fine. Again, if you're starting out and you're managing, let's call it under 100 endpoints or 100 users or extensions. But once you hit that or you get close to that, then you should definitely consider the white label option. And that's what we come in. So RingLogix were the first VoIP platform that's built with the MSPs in mind. We're an all-in-one platform that allows you to quote, activate, bill, and support your own VoIP services. So we're a channel-based only. Let me give you a sneak peek on the actual portal itself. So as you can see, this is a demo reseller or demo partition. When partners come on board, everything will be branded to your company's name and logo. And like I said, we enable you to become your own VoIP provider by providing you everything you need, the quoting, billing, invoicing, all the marketing, all the support. And then using our platform, not only you'll be able to sell hosted seats or call center seats, but SIP trunking, IP fast, conferencing, and then we also have direct routing with Microsoft Teams. Now, what's unique about RingLogix specifically versus other white label providers is the way we build our platform and how simple we made it for the MSPs. So it's a true single pane of glass. So we're not just reselling you a billing system, a hosting switch, a fax service, an LMP service. We actually build and integrated everything together. And everything is managed by a RingOS or the RingLogix application. So it's a single pane of glass, single login where you manage all of your customers and all of their services, which makes it very clean and easy to use, and actually also avoid human error where, I've seen it a lot where partners will go into a billing system, create the customer, and then go into the hosted PBX, create the users, and then down the road, their customer wants to add a couple more users. They forget to update the billing system, and then guess what? They're giving the services for free. With us, you just do it through RingOS, and all of our systems are connected and then talk to each other on the back end. So that's the main differentiator. The second one is the pricing and the seats. So we've actually simplified it for our partners. So we only have one user, one seat, one extension, whatever you want to call it. And we unlocked everything on it. So that user will have all the premium features. It would include a mobile app, web phone, attendant console, SMS, MMS, audio and video conferencing, and call recording. So one seat, there's no nickel and diming. We include everything on it. Your average cost or your cost on that seat is $4 plus usage. And we see that the average usage on a hosted seat is right around 400 minutes. We charge half a cent a minute with that. So that's $2 plus your $4. So your all-in cost on a premium seat with everything included will run you about $6, which the average sale price on a premium seat is right around $25. So as you can see, your margins are 75% plus. And again, that's not a commission check. That's actual revenue that's coming into your company, which I'll actually show you what that would do for your company profit-wise. And then third, the differentiator is actually our billing system. So typically billing systems are separate and they could cost a few $100s a month. If you become our partners, we're actually offering it to our partner for just a very small maintenance fee. And there's full automated billing and invoicing system that would automatically send the invoices on your behalf, all branded to you. You can you can generate or receive automatic payments from your customers just by putting their credit card. So that way, basically, you basically set it and forget it. So let me just show you here an example. I worked up this Excel sheet. This is based on a customer, as you can see, then that have 10 users or 10 extension. If you sell it at the average price of 25, the recovery fee, E911 fee, these are optional, but nowadays everybody's charging for them. The lowest your cost with us, $4 a seat, $1 for your E911 registration. Your DIDs, you don't need it for every user. And this is the average minute. So if you sell it at the average price based on a customer that has 10 endpoints or 10 users, these are your profit margins. And this is what we will do for your revenue and profit for your company. Now imagine if we just add zeros to this. We'll add 0 here. That's 100 users, which is not very hard to get to. We'll make it 10 here. let's say out of the 100 users, they have 20 phone numbers. These are the numbers by simply just adding 100 end users to your company. So, and I think I'm going to end it, guys, shortly. This is all I have. If you guys would like to find out more information, please go on our website, request a demo right here. And one of our account manager will happily show you the platform, give you a quick demo of how easy it is to go to quote to cash here with our system. I will also be in the breakout session after to answer any questions you guys might have. Thank you all.
Thank you, Hussein. All right, Kevin, we've been asked to slow down in between sessions for editing purposes. So I don't know how to do that exactly, but you're on mute again. Rookie mistakes here.
I think you keep muting me. I think
I
you're doing
definitely,
this on purpose.
I'm not
It's embarrassing.
touching anything on there. So the polls are up. And again, just kind of a heads up into the format. We're going to have our MSP panel coming up here, and then we'll do the final 3 presentations after that. But we'll have the MSP panel on community engagement. So, all right, Kevin.
Good.
I feel like I've been talking in between set. Well, with Cam and stuff. Is there anything you wanted to chat about today?
I guess we could talk about my third career now as a internationally recognized hip hop artist. With my wonderful stage presence last night on stage with Flo Rida down here in Miami. That was interesting. I don't know if you saw any of my posts on Facebook, but yeah, have at it. Go check it out. Yeah, it was pretty entertaining.
I can see the crowds rushing over your face. No, I'm kidding. No, I did check it out. It's pretty. I mean, it's definitely cool. And I guess they had the Stanley Cup there as well.
Yeah, it's fortunate that one of our good friends, he's a goalie in the NHL for about 13 years, and we were given some privileged access last night, and so we had the Stanley Cup right in front of us, which was pretty cool. So
Very cool.
that's what I've been doing.
Got it.
Yeah, what have you been doing, Matt?
I've been traveling. Where was I this week? I was in well, I flew into Cincinnati. I guess I was technically in Florence, Kentucky, with the Robin Robbins road show. But yeah, I did want to kind of call back to Cam's event, Build It, because we have had the opportunity to go there. I think one thing is pretty interesting. You know, as she mentioned, there's no sales pitches. It requires like vendors to do workshops, which does make it very interesting, especially for vendors who you've heard from a million times. They are forced to do something completely different than they're used to at events. So it's a real opportunity to kind of hear a lot of different things and actually workshop through things. So that's one of the really unique things about that event. But I do want to bring up our panel. So it's going to be a 15-minute panel led by my friend Justin. Justin,
hey,
how's it going?
What's up?
How are you doing?
I'm good. For those who don't know me, hi, I'm Justin, and I'm stuck in a closet.
Yes. I like the setup. It looks good.
Thank you.
All right. So, Justin, we'll bring up your panelists, and it's your 15 minutes after that.
Oh, your audience is going to hate me then.
Got it. All right, man. Yours to take over.
Thank you so much. What's up, everybody? Thank you, Matt, Kevin, for giving me the opportunity to host this panel here for everybody. We have 2 special guests that we're bringing on, Mr. Kyle Spooner and Mrs. Dawn Sizer, talking about community. Let's just kick this off right now. Hi, my name is Justin Escar. I own Virtual Computers. We are an Apple consulting agency. I know that seems really weird amongst all of you out there going like, what's a Mac? That's so easy. Yeah. We'll get to that later, maybe on the Zooms. But let's talk about community. Kyle, Dawn, how are you? I would like both of you to give like a one line about who you are and what you have for breakfast this morning. Dawn, you go first.
So I'm Dawn Sizer. I'm the CEO of Third Element. We are an MSP in South Central PA. We do not do Macs like most normal people. And breakfast this morning was a chocolate peanut butter smoothie, and my husband made it, and it was delicious.
Nice.
My name is Kyle Spooner. I work for an MSP out of Baltimore. I'm the director of operations called Telecom Technologies. I'm also the vice president of MSP Geek, a large community for MSPs. And I had tea for breakfast.
These are healthy breakfasts. I feel really bad having a bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel, but I am from New York. It's kind of how we roll. All right. So we wanted to bring everybody up today to talk about community. So Kyle, you run MSP Geek. Don, you are in charge of Tech Degenerate, right?
I don't know that I'm in charge. Maybe wrangle a little bit every now and then, but yeah, one of them. How's that?
That works. So let's just kick this off with a big one, which is, why are these communities so important to MSPs? What brings it all together, and why should someone who owns an MSP or part of an MSP be a member of one, if not both, or all of these communities? Because there is a lot to choose from, right?
Sure. Kyle, do you want to go first?
Sure. Humans are social animals. We're creatures of habit. We like to converse. We like to do things like get on a podcast on a Friday and have a conversation. So it just kind of makes sense that we gather in our interests. And for some reason, in managed services is a deep interest for a lot of people. So we just group together and talk about our work life, even during non-work hours. And I think it's important to join these communities, regardless of where it's at. Find your niche, your group of friends, and see where they've solved problems that you have before. That's what people have blazed trails before, right? I mean, Apple didn't invent the smartphone, but they revolutionized it, right?
Yeah.
Why can't you do the same thing? Someone else is going to do something you did. Just take what they're doing and make it better. That's the whole premise of at least our community.
So from the other aspect of this, I think any type of community that you're looking for people of like minds, whatever that scenario is, whether it's business related, whether it's social. It doesn't really matter what the angle is. It's just that you're looking for people with like interests. So I think the Tech Degenerates, as far as that goes, we're a way to blow off steam, right? Because we live in a very, very let's call it, it's a high pressure scenario for a lot of us. A lot of times there's a lot of stress involved, and being able to blow off steam, have somebody to talk to. The mental health aspect is very important within the Tech Degenerates, and I think that's something that we haven't addressed previously, and we're starting to address it more and more. So I think that part of the community is something that's been underrepresented for a very long time, and it's starting to become represented, especially with the Degenerates.
And that's awesome. We, as an Apple Consultants, we're members of the Apple Consultants Network, and we have that group, and we have the Mac Admin Slack, and I run a conference for business for Apple Consultants, so I have my friends there. And just like you were saying, Don, like that mental health thing is so important. There are days, like literally 2 nights ago, I was solo parenting. My kids were fighting over dinner, and I have a CEO who's flipping out because he can't use his machine, right? And I was like, luckily the client knew, he knows I got little kids. He has little kids, so he understands. So when I was like, can I put you on hold for a minute? And like mute him and go yell at my children to go eat their dinner, come back and like finish the machine. At the end of that, that's really draining. And it's good to have friends who I can talk to. I can call another consultant and be like, dude, I just went through this thing. And he's like, and they feel for you, right? They like empathize with you, which is really, really important. Kyle, you were touching on with your community, sharing that information amongst other people. How much of that do you feel is like, do you think there's a lot of people who are like, no, I've come up with these ideas and these are my price points and this is how I'm doing stuff? Like, where is the benefit in that person wanting to share? How do we get that person to want to be a member of the community and get that information out there?
It's a good question. And the answer is to help. I mean, you're going to have problems that someone else can solve for you, even though the information you've solved for your business need and your technician need or whatever need you may have. You're going to have a problem. We're all managed services, right? I know I have problems on a daily basis. You're going to come up with some. They'll be able to solve those. So getting in and answering questions that you feel you can be an expert in gives you a different feeling than watching someone grow and watching someone, the light bulb trigger in their eyes. That type of feeling is what I try to encourage to get those to share that information.
That's awesome. And then John, for your group, talking a little bit more about that mental health, right? that's something that I think a lot of MSPs that's a newer topic for a lot of MSPs to get through. How do we engage more and try to have other MSPs open up as much as we would want them to like get to that point where it's okay to share?
So I think we all start by showing up authentically, right? Show up as your authentic self and just be who you are, find your tribe and start sharing. I think that's the best way to do it. I mean, it's no different whether it's the personal side of this, the mental health piece of it, or whether it's the operational maturity side when you're showing up authentically with your operational maturity that says, this is my secret sauce and I can share it with you, because you're not going to take my secret sauce and do a whole lot to it that it's going to make any difference one way or the other, right? So I think it's the same vein as far as that goes. It's just a matter of it's a slightly different twist on it, with it being the mental health aspect. So show up authentically, be yourself, find your people, and start sharing, start talking, and start having those really important conversations about how we can all move onwards, upwards, and do it together.
And I think that authenticity is really important also for on Kyle's group, right? Because we don't want people coming in there in any community being in there and spoiling it for everybody, right? That authenticity is really important. Kyle, how do you ensure that in authenticity, or can you ensure that authenticity?
It's extremely evident if you're not authentic in your communication within our community. It is something that's fascinating, just watching interactions within the group and just seeing someone just have a quick conversation, and then everyone else is like, this doesn't seem right, and reports happen and other conversations happen, and they just kind of set themselves up to show that they're not authentic, and the community just jumps on them. It's like, hey, this isn't a place for you to be like unauthentic. We want your realness. We want you to be real, have a real conversation with us. A lot of times that generally happens with some of our newer vendors who join our community because we're not a sales focused place. We want you to build relationships with your user base and then with our community as well. So a lot of times we have to be like, hey, look, they want real interaction. They don't want a sales pitch. And that generally they generally self-police themselves, which is kind of interesting to watch.
I see a big uptick in MSP communities putting that big blanket line, like no sales pitches, right? That's part of the crux of what channel programs is and things like that. And I find it funny when I'm very authentic about, and John, I think you're going to like this one, where I tell someone, they're like, how do you deal with this? And I'm like, well, there's a couch over there that I go cry on almost every night. And I have a drawer full of like pills that my doctor prescribed me to like handle my job. And most people think that I'm just being self-deprecating and funny, but like, in reality, sometimes that's important, right?
It is. And, we've had the joke recently of, someday we're just going to go buy a hot dog stand. And that's how we're getting out of the MSP industry, right? So I think it's endemic in the way that everybody talks about, whether it's you're crying on your couch or it's a hot dog stand and I'm selling margaritas on the street corner, whatever that looks like for you. I mean, we all have, again, you need to blow off that steam, whatever that looks like. And there's going to be other people that feel the same way that you do and that can empathize and can be a part of that group that you're surrounding yourself with. And you absolutely should do that.
Yeah, we picked goat farming.
Oh, nice. I love it.
If I had to do, I don't know if I would do a hot dog stand. Hot dogs are pretty famous in New York. I don't want to put up with that kind of competition. I feel like that's a tougher competition route than being an MSP.
Yeah, but that's New York. It only affects you people. You guys can go the goat route there. It's fine.
Yeah,
goat put on the roof.
So I mean, Matt, you're gonna have to jump and tell me how much time I have. But Kyle, where can people join your community? What is your 4 minutes? Okay, cool. We'll make it work. Kyle, tell us a little bit about the MSP Geek. Where can people join it? And like, what would be the number one thing somebody who's joining should say first?
So you can find MSP Geek at mspgeek.org. We are an official nonprofit organization. You can visit there and join all our Discord, Slack, forums. We just crossed 28,000 members total registered accounts, which is great. Thank you. And the first thing how are you? lurk. A lot of our community lurks and just listens to the conversations that happen. But if you want to participate, just say hi.
Awesome. And Dawn, what about yours?
So you can find us on LinkedIn. You can find us on Facebook, all of your favorite socials. If you can find any of the degenerates, we will happily invite you into our little enclave. We'll call it that. We do have a Signal channel that you can join at any point in time. And it's the same kind of thing. Say hello, show up authentically. We'll be more than happy to chit chat, help, whatever we need to do to make sure that you're having a good time.
And the same for us over with ACES Conference, where you can join our Slack. And again, we always prompt people to talk, and we know there's a lot of people who to use Kyle's word, lurk. I think I'm gonna go on a limb here and say for both MSP Geek and Tech Degenerates that we're all welcoming communities. We want you to say hello. Like, it's cool if you're not like that. And a lot of MSPs by nature are introverted people. Not everybody can get up here and be like, hey, look at me, this is what I'm doing. But you don't have to be that to be a member of the community. You don't have to be that to be authentic, and you don't have to be that to ask questions, right? That's what I think the goal here is of this group, is to say, like, even if you're not super comfortable with it, come in, say hi, ask people what they had for breakfast. It's a great icebreaker, right? And then just lay it out, right?
Absolutely. I mean, we typically, for me personally, I like to give first before I ask, right? Because that's always a great way to get something started. So it's that little bit of, again, I'm going to come back to the operational maturity thing, but if you can, introduce yourself. That's a give in and of itself. That introduction is the give. And if you need something, then ask.
Yeah.
Participate in some of the stealth conversations that are happening, even if it's not official. Like if a random or a games channel or whatever, find something where you can feel like you can easily start participating and begin the discussions. People will welcome you surprisingly quickly. It seems like a lot of stress when you have to type those, hey, how are you? But it's actually really simple. They're really welcoming in most of the communities I've been, especially in the MSP space. Oh,
I think our toast is done. I recognize what that bell is. Matt, come on back up for a second. I got a question for you real quick.
Sure.
How could people, I mean, most people who are watching this are already members of the community, but how can people interact with the channel programs community?
So technically anybody who's watching this inside a portal is part of channel program. I mean, right now, I think the biggest way they can give back to the community is providing their honest feedback on products. You know, we have over 2,500 product reviews. You have to put your name on it. It's not like Reddit. And it's an opportunity for MSPs to be able to see what their peers think of different products. We see that I'm sure in both communities, it's talked about all the time. You know, what technology you're using for this and that, but we have it in a single place where an MSP can really go by product category and look at the different feedback. So I think that's one of the easiest ways to interact. And the other piece, you know, we have the most consolidated industry calendar. So you have the ability to see almost everything that's happening in the channel, down to the webinar level, down to the demo days, whatever it is. We're putting that into the calendar, so it's just making everything more visible to MSPs.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, Dawn, Kyle, I want to thank you both for joining me here. Again, Matt, Kevin, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to talk about communities. If you haven't already joined an MSP community other than Channel Program, do check out Tech Degenerates. Do check out MSP Geek. There's a lot out there. I'm sure if you ask questions, you'll find your tribe. You'll find your people. Go join them and ask questions. Say hello. And that's it.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you all for participating, and Justin for being the moderator. Appreciate it.
Of course, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Well done.
Bye. All right, Kevin. I won't say we're going to move things along because you're making fun of me for continuing to say that. And before you do your intro, I'll say that I'm not going to play favorites, even though this gentleman brought me over a delicious bottle of tequila a couple weeks ago as a housewarming gift. But you know, we don't play favorites here. So
Sounds like there's some type of bribe going on.
it's all on the up and up.
All right, if you say so. Well, you said put it out there publicly. So, all right, well, let's hop into it. So, they're making some big news this week, which is fantastic. Maybe I'll let this presenter mention this, but this is Jeremy Young, Director of Partner Strategy at Blumira. He's the fourth vendor to present on today's pitch. He's got a lot of really cool things in here. He's not only a problem solver and a strategic thinker, but he's a truth sayer, a creator, and I guess basically a dad joke kind of time. So without further ado, Mr. Young, you're up.
Thank you, Kevin. And as Kevin was alluding to, we just announced this week our Series B fundraise, but we'll get into that. Thank you all for your time today. My name is Jeremy Young, and I'm the Director of Partner Strategy at Blumira. As you can see, I'm no stranger to bringing top-notch security solutions to the MSP space. And about 18 months ago, that's what I came to Blumira to do. Blumira was founded in 2018 to try and solve the SIM/SOC dilemma for the SMB space. We believe that by making good security simple and affordable, we can help smaller organizations that have been neglected, priced out, or simply failed by existing solutions. Look, as an industry, we have a problem. SMBs need SIM, but they don't want to pay for it, and MSPs don't want to manage it. There's no wonder as to why historically there haven't been any good options. Anything that showed promise couldn't scale because they relied too heavily on throwing people at the problem and ended up getting acquired. Legacy solutions are often too expensive, too complex to handle with limited resources, or at the end of the day, they're just kind of crappy tools that become a waste of money just to check a box. But alas, SIM is becoming a necessity from multiple different directions. I know that your clients won't open up their wallets unless they have to, but the simple reality is that soon they're going to have to. SIM and log retention and monitoring are already being tied to premium costs and cyber insurance. Before you know it, we won't be insurable without it. Speaking of insurance, here are some of the many things we help with that insurance is requiring, or at least asking about depending on the carrier. At Blumira.com/compliance, you'll find real questions from real insurance applications and our suggested responses to those questions if you were using Blumira. Now, at a high level, we are an automated cloud SIM and XDR platform backed by a 24/7 SOC that's available for urgent incidents to help with detection and response. Blumira enables MSPs to protect their clients with faster detection and prevention of attacks like ransomware. Now, there's no need to trust anything I say because our program provides free for internal use, not for resale licensing of our entire platform to our MSPs. Protect your own business with Blumira and see if it's a good fit for your managed services practice. Easy, right? And here we are on Channel Program. I would be remiss not to point out that we are the only SIM provider on Channel Program stack charts that is the chart topper. And I did not get that position from bringing Matt a bottle of tequila. That placement is due to feedback like this: amazing SIM solution for MSPs, a SIM that every MSP should entertain. Our platform is great. Our support is even better. And shockingly, we're affordable enough for your clients. But what does affordable mean? We have multiple editions, but I focus this down to the one that's most popular with our MSPs. We are per user pricing. It's likely going to mirror the number of seats that you're charging your client for. This pricing includes unlimited data ingestion, 1-year retention, unlimited integrations, 1 agent per user included, and 24/7 support for critical incidents. We bill monthly in arrears based on actual usage above the minimum. The minimum is at the MSP level and aggregates across all of your clients. You get one invoice with one amount and a billing report to show who used what. Makes sense, right? Setting up Blumira is easy and straightforward. You simply follow our documentation to get all of the logs from your tools up to Blumira. You do so in a combination of 3 methods. The Blumira agent gathers Windows logs, sends them over the internet from wherever they happen to be. You can use APIs to set up cloud connectors to create cloud-to-cloud connections to pull that data into Blumira. And then you can use our Blumira sensor, an Ubuntu virtual machine that sits behind the firewall, to collect firewall logs and to serve as a honeypot. Once all that data hits the Blumira cloud, we do everything necessary to make the solution valuable from a security perspective. We subscribe to all the threat intel feeds. We do the threat hunting that results in new detections. We tune and groom those detections constantly to ensure they're actionable. And then when you get reports from us, our findings enable you to respond using detailed analysis and step-by-step guided responses, or we'll be there to help you as the case may be. Now, every one of our findings, you see, or the rule name, the threat level, and priority to understand the criticality. There's a detailed analysis written so that an IT person can understand. We provide a workflow playbook that guides you to a remediation, no security expertise required. If you need more help, you can interact with the Blumira SOC team directly in the app for advice. If needed, you can filter out noise to filter out exceptions to reduce noise. And we provide log level detail that matches and stacks evidence. So you get one finding with hundreds of lines of logs match evidence instead of flooded with hundreds of alerts with no context. The simple reality is that you cannot protect what you cannot see. Getting log level visibility allows us to focus on coverage for all stages of an attack to help you respond faster to indicators of attacker activity so that incidents stay incidents before they get a chance to become a breach. We help take the time of detection from months to minutes and the time of response from days to hours. That all sounds pretty good, right? But wait, there's more. We actually have 4 additions. MSPs start in our MSP program with our free for internal use of our XDR platform. XDR includes everything we do. In addition to your internal use of the full platform, we have a free edition. The free SIM is for M365 and 2 other cloud connectors of your choice. So before paying us a dime, you can get all of your customers onto the free edition and then use real findings like business email compromise to help customers explain the value of log level visibility and get them into one of our paid editions. We're extending our product-led growth approach to our partners to help you grow your business. Now, ultimately, you need something to solve this problem. With our free SIM, our MSP NFR program, our healthy margins, our low noise, our ease of use, and great support, we're really the only option that will allow you to grow revenue as you adopt a tool like this across all of your clients. You could make us mandatory in your stack today and still remain operationally efficient while increasing gross profit and improving detection and response. That can't really be said for any other SIM out there. Finding and resolving incidents earlier in the attack chain provides a better experience for your customers and eliminates future risks so you don't spend time on security fire drills. It reduces incident response ticket volume, which improves the quality of life for your team members, helping you retain top talent. Look, I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm here to help you protect your internal environment for free for up to the first year, help you protect your clients' M365 environments for free, and give you the time necessary to operationalize us into your business and product stack before you start giving us money. I hope that offer sounds like more like a real partnership, because that's what I'm looking to provide. Thank you all for your time and attention today. Go to Blumeera.com/NFR to get started. Please join me in the breakout room after, and please vote for me when you're filling out the surveys. And for Blumeera, I appreciate your votes, and I shamelessly love awards just like this one we won here last year. Thank you again, Matt, Kevin. Back to you guys.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Jeremy. All right. Yeah, and speaking of, so at the end of all the sessions, we will have polls, and you can vote for who you thought gave the best presentation today, best pitch. Kevin, I think it's also worth mentioning, because Jeremy talked about this in his slide deck, those charts. Yes, you cannot buy your way to the top of those charts. That is solely based on product reviews, the feedback from the MSP community. It is real-time data. So those charts can be adjusted in real time as new reviews come in. There's no way to buy your way to the top of those charts. So I think that is an important distinction.
I agree.
That's all you got?
Just seeing if you can transition or pick it back up.
I can keep going. I mean, because we talked about product reviews. I presume most of the people here have heard us talk about the fact that when you do a product review, we do provide you with a $15 Amazon gift card. So up to your first 3. So definitely encourage you to go ahead and do that. Even if you've done them in the past before, if you put in June Engage in the referred by, you can do an additional 3. So up to $45 and have a pizza party on channel program.
Very good.
There, Kevin. Now you
Well
got
done.
nothing. You're just not very talkative today.
No, I'm not. No, we've got a lot of things happening, a lot of things moving really fast. Product reviews is certainly one of them. The unified PRM is another. Maybe we'll touch on that in the next break. But yeah, it's there's a lot of amazing things happening as this community is growing so fast, and we're growing so fast. So yeah, I'm focused on that.
Got it. Well, I did a swag webinar yesterday. Now I know we're going to be told that the polls are going to be down, and I'm going to have to transition.
Give
But
30 seconds.
all right, so we did a swag webinar. It, you know, is technically vendor focused, but obviously MSPs buy swag as well for various local events. It was a very interesting conversation. A lot of it revolved around sustainability, you know, the waste of swag, whether there's real value. I mean, I think collectively the thought process was swag without strategy is a complete waste of money. So if you're going to invest in swag, figure out why you're doing it. Does it get somebody to come over to your booth? Or in the case of like, and this was just a standout because they had these like really expensive water bottles that they give out. This is a high quality. If you're spending, I don't know, what this costs $20, $25, does that require a demo? Does it require an action item? So those were some of the things we talked about. If you go to my LinkedIn, you can see the recording. It's really interesting because it's not really talked about that often, but it's something all of us invest a lot of money into. So I encourage you to check that out if you get a chance. But Kevin, we can go into our next introduction.
Well, I'll gladly do that because this is one of my favorite guests on my podcast that I've had over the past couple of months. But Andrew is Director of Sales at MSP Easy Tools. He works with MSPs who support Microsoft Office 365 to earn high monthly MRR, fix problems super fast, and enable them to sleep better. Who doesn't want to sleep better? Provides marketing strategies, information security, cybersecurity, change management, leadership development, pricing strategies, growth marketing, customer service, cloud management, and information management. So welcome, Andrew.
Hello, Kevin. Nice to talk to you again.
Likewise. Take it away.
Perfect. All right. So hello MSPs. Thanks for attending today. Let's dive straight into it. There's so much to show you. Way more than 7 minutes will really allow. So MSP Easy Tools is the award-winning complete Microsoft 365 toolkit with single sign-in, multi-tenancy, single pane of glass, and fully GDAP compliant. I'm Andrew Eardley, and for 25 years I ran my own MSP until I sold it January last year. Now, at the time, my team of just 5 engineers was managing roughly 180 tenants, about 2,500 users in M365. So I fully appreciate the pains as I've lived your life. Now, the tools weren't originally built for you. They were built for me to fix the problems I was having in my MSP. Now, here are some of the pains I used to experience. Do any of these resonate with you? You know, you can't rely on on Microsoft for security. MFA is as much use as a chocolate Vireguard. It's really easy to breach. Now, what would happen if one of your engineers' M365 accounts got compromised? Can you guarantee it won't happen? I knew I couldn't. You know, we've worked with several MSPs across the world that have been breached but didn't know about it till they spoke to us. Can you honestly say these things don't worry you? You know, how do you know if cyber criminals are in one of your clients' tenants, or are they even in your own? How do you know if something suspicious is going on? How can you be on top of everything all the time with all the tenants you have? MSP Easy Tool makes it really easy to fix all these pains. You know really quickly that something's wrong, and your first line engineers can fix it using one of our companion tools that we've built for every alert. What about these as your next set of pains? You know, I grew my MSP to 180 tenants, 2,500 users. How many have you got? How do you standardize security for all of those tenants? What happens if one of your engineers changes a security setting without you knowing? And the last thing is, what security settings do you make? Especially when you don't know what you don't know. Well, MSP Easy Tool provides the cumulative knowledge and best practice of all the MSPs that we work with across the world. Running our security report will highlight any areas that you need to address. Then using our base configuration templating tool, you can rapidly configure and set the required standards to produce your security template that can then be used to gain consistency across all your tenants. Simple. And as an added benefit, once you've secured a tenant with a template, our system monitors daily to ensure that no configuration changes have occurred. If anything's spotted, you'll get notified so that you can resolve it. And I should also say that all our alerts, rules, and configurations are protected and cannot be tampered with, damaged, or removed. All are self-healing. So, how do you show and prove to your clients that they need your services to protect their livelihood? Well, how would you do that on a regular basis, where they have to spend hours and hours finding and sorting and making it look pretty? Also, the only people that can get this data typically and sort it are your best engineers or you. So it also costs you a fortune to prepare it. You know what customers are like. If they don't see it with their own eyes, then they just don't believe it. Am I right? That's when our reports kick in, and you get all our reports in all of our packages. And not only can you run them on just your clients, you can run them on, you can go prospecting for them, prospecting with them as well. Not enough time to show, I've not got enough time to show you the full report features, but they'll be loved by all. Clear and simple by clients, detailed, searchable and sortable for your tech team, and a wealth of opportunity for your salespeople. Now, what about your staffing problems? You know, first line support staff just don't have the knowledge about Microsoft 365, and they keep passing jobs up the line, annoying the second and third line engineers, but more importantly, irritating already upset clients because they just want the problems fixing quickly. It takes forever to train them, and you have to use experienced, expensive engineers to show them. Again, stopping the third line guys from getting on with their jobs. And the other thing is your help desk just can't cope with the workload sometimes. It can take ages to get through the jobs. Now, we have a really powerful tool called MicroMonty, which you can use on all of your clients. This has over 200 functions and features that covers over 95% of everything your engineers do on a daily basis in the M365 portal. This means that your first line support staff can fix a problem faster than your best engineer can even sign into the platform. Never mind fix it. Jobs that normally take 20 to 30 minutes can be done less than 30 seconds. Look at the MicroMonty video on our website to see for yourself. Seeing is honestly believing. And just a quick side note, 10 years ago, I had 12 engineers, of which 4 were third line. When I sold the business last year, I was supporting more tenants, more end users, but I only had 5 engineers, and only one of those was third line guy. Now, I know what you're thinking. That all sounds great, Andrew, but you know, I'm a techie at heart, and I'm not into all this marketing stuff. I don't have time to get this to my clients. I don't have a marketing team. It's just me that deals with it. And also, how much do I earn from this? Remember, I was an MSP too, and I had all these problems. So we've just relaunched our revised, updated, enhanced members area. In there, you'll find absolutely everything you need to send your clients. Email campaigns, social media articles, physical mail campaigns, and even short videos. But we also you need more. Sometimes you need to know how to get the message across. So from day one, we give you access to our Selling MSPs Tools for Dummies video training guide. We know you're not dummies, but there's a guaranteed, proven method on how to dramatically increase your monthly recurring revenue. This has been tested and used by hundreds of MSPs across the world. They've seen a life-changing increase in their profits and productivity. We've broken it down as 10 simple lessons, and the whole course is only 55 minutes. It's guaranteed to work if you follow it. They say you can't have cheaper, faster, and better, but MSPs Tools can do that. But how much can you earn? Well, you can charge whatever you want, but here's a few conservative estimates on what you can earn and how much time you can save. This isn't fanciful, but it's easily achievable. Look at the MSP Easy Tool website and use your numbers on our pricing page. As an example, an MSP with 20 tenants, 200 users should earn at least $2,000 profit a month and save over 100 hours of your technical team's time, worth probably another $6,000. So you can check it out for yourselves. We even give you a free 1-month trial, no setup charges, and really easy to start using. And by the way, we're on a month-by-month contract, so no long-term commitments. Now, here's a special offer for channel program members. Start the free 1-month trial before the end of July. Tell us the discount code on the screen, and we'll give you a 10% discount for life on your MSP's Tool membership. Also, drop into our breakout room and register to win a $200 Amazon voucher as well. Thank you for listening. Back over to you, Kevin and Matt.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Andrew. All right. So the polls should be going up. Loving all these channel program badges showing up in these presentations. Enjoying that.
We're seeing them everywhere.
Yeah.
Great.
And Kevin, it was brought to my attention that there was a comment about trouble in paradise between us. Apparently, the crowd doesn't like how you're treating me.
Oh, really? Is there a poll? Is there a poll up about it?
The crowd has spoken.
Am I supposed to publicly apologize?
No, I don't care.
No, I'm just kidding. No, look, it was a late night, and maybe it's just my, because of becoming such an international and recognized, musician that maybe I created too big of an ego. I'll check myself.
You probably just realized that Flow Rider actually spelled out as Florida. I'm guessing you just put that together.
No, I did realize it when I posted it on LinkedIn and I couldn't find like a hashtag or I was like, damn, it's just Florida. So yeah, so I did realize that, but thank you for pointing that out. Where were you 2 hours ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well, is there anything you want to talk about? I can keep going on swag.
Go on swag, but again, I mean, encourage MSPs that are there on the platform. At the end of the session, definitely look at your stack inside of the platform and submit requests to the vendors that you're participating with today or the ones that you're interested in. I think we looked yesterday and there are 56 requests that are outstanding. So what's great is that we're driving engagement from existing partners to vendors, and then we're driving new inquiries to vendors from prospective partners. So definitely encourage MSPs to log in, and also definitely encourage the participating vendors to log in and look at the requests that you get from your community or your prospective community members.
Yeah, and as a reminder for the MSPs, this gives you the ability to get your sales enablement materials, vendor documentations, all in a single place, so you're not logging into 20 different portals. And one of the neatest functionalities is the ability to chat with your entire community. So you heard Jimmy speak today. He's in there, and SaaS Alert's about to come on. So again, having that ability to communicate with your vendors all in one place is very unique, and it's free as being part of our platform. So definitely make sure you check that out. All right, Kevin. So I think we're down to our final presenter.
We are. This final presenter is Mr. Ryan Ricciardi, VP of SaaS Alerts. Ryan has experience in the U.S. Marine Corps, Federal Aviation Administration, and in the private sector. He's enjoyed a decade of experience as a creative problem solver, building relationships with clients and prospects, and staying up to date of the evolution of technology. Mr. Ricciardi, please take it away.
Hey, Kevin, thank you very much. I'm excited to be here. I appreciate you guys taking the time, and I know I'm the only thing between you guys right now and those breakout sessions and whatever else you have for your Friday. So I promise I'll make this as informative as possible. Kevin did a better job of introducing myself than I can, so I'm going to go ahead and blow past the second slide, but also using our channel program badges, we're very proud of what we've accomplished and our place in this group. So again, that's my name, my email address if you want to reach out to me individually. I'm really excited to get to go after a couple of people that talked about the importance of the focus on M365 and monitoring your users. If you're familiar with Bruce Schneier, he's the author of the book Data versus Goliath. I suggest you read it if you haven't. He's got a very impactful single sentence that amateurs hack systems, professionals hack people. And by the numbers, he's very correct. We know a few things now. We know that 61% of breaches are identity driven. They're not reliant on an endpoint or reaching a system per se. So there was 21,832 reported business email compromise cases in 2022 with over $2.7 billion lost. Over 84% of businesses have experienced a business email compromise. And right now, according to the IC3, it's 80 times more profitable for an attacker to go after you via business email compromise than to spend the time attempting ransomware attacks directly. So the other people that know this that I think it's important for you to understand is Microsoft, being obviously far and away the largest one that you guys interact with. They took some steps to protect themselves, unsurprisingly. If you see the bold, obviously that's my emphasis. They're not going to give this away. You can check out the terms of use, scroll about 2.5 feet down the page, and you'll see this new line. It started last year. They're basically saying they're not liable. However, you could be held liable for losses incurred by Microsoft or another party due to someone else using your account or password. So if we know that Microsoft is aware of this new risk and they choose to protect themselves via legalese instead of protecting you and the consumers, why wouldn't you look at a method to systematically and repeatedly monitor the behavior inside of critical SaaS applications that are very quickly becoming more important to your end users than which device they sign in from? So with that said, if you don't know what SaaS Alerts does, we are a SaaS cybersecurity management, monitoring, and remediation platform. We're focused heavily on user behavior analysis. And what we do to help you with that and get that point across to your partners is we simplify the reporting of trends and risks, and we help you monitor your own MSP tools for free, including your own M365 or Google Workspace environments, alongside of your RMM, your documentation platforms, and all those other things that you rely on. And basically, we're doing that to ensure that you don't end up being part of a supply chain attack. We believe the systems that you use are just as, if not more important than the systems that your tenants use as well. So we include that in the offering. And then we automatically remediate threats. And I'm going to get into that a little bit towards the end because I think it's one of the more critical aspects of what we do that sets us apart. We do have co-brandable reports that are easily consumable. You'll see a shamelessly plugged channel program up here in the top right on this one that'll help you show your customers where they stand right now compared to where they should be. It'll also surface what's going on in their environment, showing them where they should be working from and where we're seeing attempts otherwise. And there's an important reason that we do this. We do believe firmly that there is a transition from a device-centric approach to cybersecurity to a user-based approach. And we want to help you, our partners, win on this transition. Now, the next part that I think is super critical is you've heard from a couple of folks about proper configuration and monitoring and being alerted when something bad happens. But those things kind of take the responsibility and still land it on you to react when you see something negative. And the best analogy I have, and I've used it a couple of times, is Samsung released a new smart fridge not too long ago. And they were really proud of themselves. They said, hey, this new refrigerator will ping your phone if you leave the door open. So effectively the same thing as giving you a ticket. We'll let you know there's something wrong. Now you can go do something about it. The very first comment they received was this one. Why the F doesn't it just close the door itself if it's so smart? Which I think is actually a really valid point. So when I say that we automatically remediate those concerns, I'll give you an example. Here's a use case that we're seeing a lot lately: credential or token theft. Either tricking one of your users into giving something away, or literally browser hijacking, stealing access, bypassing MFA, bypassing any of the login things that conditional access policy would catch. So you can actually build rules inside of our system that let you say, hey, I know this is going to happen. I know this is a common way for a compromise to occur. And I know what steps that I would take if it did happen inside of my tenant. So why do I need to be involved? Why can't the system who showed me that there's something wrong take the step to resolve the issue? So in this scenario, you can quite literally say, if I see specific things, if I see an authentication success through WCSS, which is effectively somebody navigating from one aspect of M365 to another without having to re-authenticate, and or I see an outside of approved location successful login, followed by something like, let's say, a forwarding rule being enabled, or somebody immediately deleting things, whatever you believe is the best indicator of a threat, let's go ahead and take the action automatically to log off that account from all of the devices sessions, break those tokens, set the account to block sign-in, and let somebody know, either via text or via a ticket in the PSA. Let someone on my team know that we have a potential compromise so that we can go do the post-mortem and figure out how it occurred. But we're doing this from a position of strength now because our system already blocked the action, like an antivirus for business email compromise. And that is wildly unique in the space. No one else can do it. Everything else requires a human being. Now, we've just made that better. We announced Unify not too long ago. So for those of you guys, and it should be all of you, that rely on an RMM of some sort, Unify gives you the ability to actually integrate the data from the RMM with the alerts from M365 and give yourself an even more educated example of what's going on. So maybe somebody did go from Florida to Canada or from Canada to Mexico, but they did it with a device that you put your RMM on. Or maybe you're seeing attack from inside of the United States and it's from a device that you don't have your RMM on. You can now leverage that data with no additional agents to intelligently detect risk and then remediate those things automatically through this platform. So in short, how we're different from a SOC or a SIM or any of those things that just add more tickets to your system. We have no agents, no VMs that you have to run, and no on-prem applications that you have to maintain. There are no tiers to the way that we're built. There's no add-on costs or upsells. Everything I just showed you is included in an extremely low price of 80 cents per user. We keep 1 year of log retention automatically, and we protect your MSP tools for free. I do want to say thank you again to Channel Program. We have our badges. I was in great company today. You can see us up there just above MSP Easy Tools and next to the Blumira paid product. So it was really cool to hear from other people that see the value in ensuring the security of your systems and your people. And we also do really appreciate you folks for the reviews that you've given us. We've got a ton of them. They're all 5-star. We got a good one yesterday that SaaS Alerts has been extremely instrumental in detecting early stage account compromises in Office 365 environments. It enables us to analyze events in series, filtering out noise and pinpointing critical issues. And In our first month after deploying, we caught 15 account compromises in real time, allowing us to respond and remediate before suffering any negative impacts to our clients. And that's from one of our partners, Buddy Pitt, who we truly appreciate. If you want more info, please hop into the breakout, meet my team, ask us questions, critique how I did today. Tell us a good joke if you've got one. They're few and far between in cybersecurity. And if you fill out a brief form, we have a thank you gift for every single one of you that joins us. Matt, if you want to come back, I appreciate the time.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ryan. Have a good one. All right. So we will put up our final poll from the SaaS Alerts presentation. Then another poll will come up. It'll be the final actual poll of the day, which will ask you who you thought gave the best pitch or presentation today. And then we'll wrap things up and the screen will change. We'll open up the ability to log into the different breakout sessions. And Kevin, I'll just quickly go over some of the incentives that people had. And again, you can go into multiple breakout sessions. Cyber QP is offering a Boys Smart Soundboard. It's a $500 value. Data is doing a $150 Amazon gift card giveaway. RingLogic's a $500 service credit. Blumera has got their MSP program, which provides free for internal use licensing of our entire platform for up to a year, so that you can see the value and optimize it or operationalize it into your business. MSP Easy Tools, $200 Amazon gift card voucher, and then SaaS Alerts. It looks like they have a USB data blocker. There's some information you have to fill out to be eligible for it, but yeah, I don't even know what a USB data blocker is. Do you, Kevin?
I do.
Cool. Well, and I'm sure the MSPs out there do as well. So, all right. Well, Kevin, it's our final segment of the day. It is our closing final segment today. General closing thoughts?
No, I know we've got an event that we'll be at here on. I guess we fly in on Sunday. We get the big PAX 8 event, PAX 8 Beyond event. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. Is that right?
Yeah, that'll be the first one. I know they tried to do it before, and then COVID hit. So
yeah, so that'd be good. And then where are you off to after that? I know there's still a whole bunch of road shows and
I think I'm going to Indianapolis for a day. So
for a day,
just a short one, and then yeah, I don't even know what my schedule looks like, but there is tons of stuff going on in the channel next week. Oh my God, I think I sent out the thing this morning. There's 9 in-person events that I'm aware of, a whole slew of other thought leaderships, some really high value webinars that various vendors are putting out. So definitely check out that industry calendar because there's a really neat thought leadership going on in the space. And I'm trying to think if there's anything. I'll be at the beach. I'll be at Bethany for a little while. I'll be working from the beach.
Ah, very good. Be back up our way.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So I just got word. Looks like the award poll is up. So we'll give you maybe 30 seconds to fill out that. But Kevin, the other thing I was going to say is just like really neat. I mean, Ryan put up that chart. I mean, we have some really high rated vendors that we're presenting today. And again, that's all based on the MSP feedback. So it's pretty neat to have them all in one place.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting, we're up to, as Matt mentioned earlier, several thousand product reviews, and the data that we've started to collect and this data we'll start to report on here coming up is really fascinating. I mean, kind of the behind kind of what you see on the public reviews. And so I think this will be a tremendous tool for the channel moving forward to find some of these solutions. And yeah, there's some very high rated vendors on this pitch today, which is great to see.
Yep. And now is going to be your opportunity to go in and have real conversations with them. So
cool.
I think Jeremy and Ryan, I see you guys backstage. You might want to head over to your breakout session, and we'll see all of the MSPs in the breakouts.
All right. Great job.